The balance between our omega-3s and omega-6s is what we're going to discuss today in this blogcast. So oftentimes, since I have been in this industry, the inflammation factor has been a big thing, kind of like the probiotic factors. People always want to take probiotics. We always need to be rebuilding the gut. That's kind of a mainstay when it comes to health. Same with the omega-3, omega-6 balance. They are both essential fatty acids that the body needs. The problem that we come into is that we oftentimes get more omega-6s than we do omega-3s. Omega-3s are an anti-inflammatory support, where omega-6s are pro-inflammatory with helping with rebuilding, which is beneficial. But what we need to have is we're supposed to have a 1-to-1 or even a 4-to-1 ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. Now, most people out there are running about 20-to-1 to 50-to-1. So when we get that high, we're in a lot of danger of what's going on within our cells and how well our cells are taking things in and out. So on every cell in your body, you have a lipid wall. That lipid wall and how healthy that lipid wall is says a lot about your health and how your cells are getting things in and out of there as well. So this balancing of the omega-6s to the omega-3s are highly important. So I wanted to kind of reference where we're getting omega-6s and omega-3s. So most omega-3s that are really the benefit is from your fish. Most of us are not eating enough of it, but there are other ways you can get omega-3s. So grass-fed beef is one of those. Pasture eggs are also another one of those. Flax. Flax is not very easy to convert, yet we can get some of that. Liver has to be optimized as well. Then we have some of the nuts, hemp seeds, which can be an omega-3 and a 6 as well. But seaweed, cod liver, the fish oil supplements are supported that way. We get into the fish oil supplements. Some of that is based on how well these supplements are prepared. I really like the standard process because they hermetically seal them, which means that you're not meeting the air, which can make a big difference in where the antioxidants or oxidative stress is coming in. The biggest thing when they've gone and they've studied omega supplements and boosting that, the negative is where the fish is sourced, what type of fish, because some of the bigger fish are going to have mercury factors. So we have to be cautious of that. But then we also have to make sure how long it's sitting on the shelf. If it's in the heat, the sunlight, exposed to the air, it will start oxidizing, and that can create a lot of damage in and of itself too. So oxidative stress, why we want to boost up, we just have to be cautious of the type of omegas we are adding in, because not all omegas are alike. I say this often on a lot of supplements. Not everything is created equal, which can be very true. But so we need to look at the factors, and this is why coming to someone like me, I can basically help you and guide you through where you're getting what, and the best places to get them from, where they're fish sourcing the fish, the type of fish. The more small fish, sardines, mackerel, things like that, the better, because the smaller fish don't carry as much mercury factors. So getting in omega-3s is a great way to reduce inflammation. Another thing that you can do is there's other vitamins that can help us with antioxidant or anti-inflammatory itself, but we're specifically focusing on the omega-6 and 3s today. So foods that are high in the omega-6s, nuts tend to have it, but getting it from a whole food, and like your chicken's going to be an omega-6 too. Those things are not as bad, but even if you're eating healthy, you're still tend to easily get the higher omega-6s, because a lot of the seeds and nuts and such like that can have more of the omega-6s than the omega-3s. So if you're still getting an abundance of them, we need to have that ratio in balance. And there's a lot of people who do not like to eat any kind of fish. So that's another factor that kind of comes into play. So another problem is a lot of the eating out and a lot of the prepackaged foods, fast food, fried foods, chips, crackers, all those, a lot of them, even like your peanut butters and such like that, will have some of these omega-6 oils in them. So we get a lot of our convenient, plant-based, fast foods have a lot of the omega-6s in it. And we're doing a lot more of that than we ever have. And that is causing a lot of inflammation. The reason this is a problem is the high inflammation factors that are coming into play then lead to disease factors. If we're having constant inflammation, we're overactivating our immune system. We are damaging that mitochondrial cell, the lipid wall that's in the body. And we don't want high inflammation. The body, the immune system, the hormone system, nothing can calm down if we're constantly in a high inflamed state. Chronic inflammation is bad. We're not trying to get rid of inflammation altogether, but we don't want chronic inflammation. Inflammation does good things of signaling the body, which is beneficial to when we need to aid and heal, repair, do the things. So the problem is that we just get an abundance of the other ones. Now, the reason why I like this Omega Balance oil is one, it's coming from Norway. So sourcing, they are using the smaller fish and they are adding in hydroxytyrosol, which is in olive oil. Plus, they're doing a cacao. The reasons these are beneficial is one, they are an antioxidant. So one, they're helping the omega-3s get in without a bunch of oxidative stress, and they're helping to remove things that may be causing inflammation and high oxidative stress. But not only that, these antioxidants are helping to limit the amount of the pro-inflammatory function on the cells. So we're blocking some of those things that we're constantly getting hit with day after day with and an overabundance area. So with the balance oil itself, you can do a blood test. I have them in my office that you can come and do. It's around 112. If you buy it with your balance oil itself, I think it's a better deal. But you can come into my office. I can get you the kit. You can do it yourself, or I can send you one. You take the kit itself, you do the oils, it gives you your numbers so you know where you're beginning before you start the balance oil. And then we're going in and we're starting to take it. We need to be taking this for about 4 months. If you're taking it for, not 8, 4, 4 months before that lipid wall really refreshes itself and you're going to see that full difference. Then you should be able to do testing to show your numbers coming back in place. And if they're not coming back into place, you can get your money back if you did it with the blood test oils together. So I really like this. This has been something since I've gotten into this industry that I've always been working through, looking at. One has been the probiotic gut. How is the easiest way we can do it? And then 2 comes down to the inflammation factors. I've always tried to figure out, and I've tried to apply higher omegas to people, which does help, but it doesn't always balance out. And the nice thing I feel like with this, even myself with doing it, helping with cardiovascular vessel health, it's helping with good blood flow. I feel that I've heard a lot of people talking with energy, even myself. I know taking it, it's boosting up my energy factors to keep me moving and going. And it's just a good overall omega. And if it were bringing the inflammation in balance, which so many people need, if you're someone who's eating out all the time, or you're getting exposed to all these inflammatory oils all the time, or you're having more of them in your diet because you eat out and you're getting a lot of packaged foods themselves, this is just a great simple way of getting it without having to take multiple things from multiple areas. If you set it up, I will link it onto this blogcast, and then I will, if you go in and you set it up on an order where it's coming every 30 days, which you normally would need anyway, but if you want, you can pause it at any time, but it also gets it to you for cheaper. It's sent to you directly at your home and is cheaper. So a lot of people who have the troubles with MS, Parkinson's, even like the seizure factor, I do believe is a big important, this is a great way of supporting that. And then we overall cardiovascular health, inflammation, if you've had an abundance of inflammation, these different things are just very much helping the system to balance all these things out. So I know that I tend to get overwhelmed, but hopefully I kept that on a very basic level of understanding. We just tend to get so much more of the omega-6s easily into our diet with the packaged foods, plant-based foods, even if you're eating healthy, and not enough of the omega-3s. And this just is helping to bring that within balance. It's giving you an antioxidant that goes in, helps with the free radicals, and just very beneficial for your overall system. So this is just one of those good products that's gone right into a problem that I wanted to be able to fix, and this is a great solution for that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will be happy to help you.